Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening Show. Well, the news here is that South Africa have displaced England from the number one position today, and not only they are the number one team in Test cricket today, England loses their number one ranking. They probably kept it for 1 year, and also South Africa had a very convincing Test series win here because they had a 2-0 investec Test series win, and that was a great way to go. Well, and as I said, nobody should have missed it, but England showed a lot of spirit in going for the target, which I will be talking about. So just let's have a look at what really happened at the Lord's Cricket Ground here on the final day, and what an ending it was. In fact, if you see the margin, England chasing 346 to win, were all out for 294 amidst high drama, and South Africa winning the match by 51 runs. But a thoroughly deserved victory for the South Africans. As far as England were concerned, England started at 16 for 2 yesterday. I said that Jonathan Trott and Ian Bell, it's a very, very crucial pair at the crease. Well, but in fact, South Africa had an early reward today morning when Bell was the first victim, as Bell started nibbling at a ball from philander which left him, and Smith actually took the catch and he was walking for 4. So that was the first wicket in the pursuit of 346 that England had to win to keep the number one Test position. But 34 for 3 when Bell departed. James Taylor joined Jonathan Trott. Jonathan Trott continued to dig in. He was just waiting for the loose balls to hit boundaries. He was waiting for the bowlers to err in line and length, and whenever they did, Trott really took advantage with his beautiful flowing offside strokes. James Taylor came ahead of Johnny Bairstow, I thought, and James Taylor, well, he was there, but well, he got himself in a real tangle here, because Jonathan Trott had actually put the ball onto long on, and they went for the third run, and then James Taylor got a call from Trott. Trott actually responded for the fourth, but then turned back, and Taylor had to really go back, and by the time he went, it was all over. It was a combination of Amla, Steen and De Villiers, and James Taylor was not run out on 4. It was a very unnecessary dismissal, I thought, and that plunged England to 45 for 4. Jonathan Bairstow walked in to join Jonathan Trott, who was there at the other end, and Jonathan Bairstow was absolutely confidence personified. He decided that he's going to stay positive, and that's what he did. That's what confidence can do after that 95 that he got. So Jonathan Bairstow showed his confidence by beautifully playing some strokes, some offside strokes. The time he came in, he was absolutely flowing with his strokes. He beautifully hit one off drive. There was a beautiful straight down the bowling of Dale Steyn. He deposited Imran Tahir into the stands for a 6. He pulled well. He also played some very good neat glides down the onside. He also played some good flicks, and he collected 8 boundaries in a very positive knock and a very good partnership where Bairstow was the one who was holding the reins there. It was a very entertaining partnership but Bairstow was the one who was doing all the entertainment there. 134 was the score when Jonathan Bairstow was the next to go, with Jonathan Trott just staying over there, and Jonathan Bairstow, after giving good treatment to Imran Tahir, the leg spinner, but Imran Tahir had his man as he got a ball which actually Jonathan Bairstow tried to play it from the crease, went onto the back foot, but Imran Tahir's ball was actually hit the rough, and it really spread through the defenses of Jonathan Bairstow and hit the stumps. So Jonathan Bairstow was gone, bowled by Imran Tahir for 54 of 47 balls with 8 fours, a very good knock. 134 for 5 England then, and it was Matt Pryor who came in to join Jonathan Trott. So when Matt Pryor came in and just started settling in, by the time the Jonathan Trott, who had played a very good knock of 63, was a victim, as Jonathan Trott got a ball from Steyn, which was a real lifter from Steyn, and Jonathan Trott, all he could do was get an edge onto it, and Jack Scalise took a good catch in the slips. It was a real lifter, Jonathan Trott. It was I would say the credit goes to Steyn, and Steyn, after taking his wicket, showed that he has dismissed Jonathan Trott probably 6 times, and Jonathan Trott was gone for 63 with 7 fours. So that made the score 146 for 6, and now England South Africa were absolutely favourites here to win the match at 146 for 6. It was probably that was a really one-sided game when Matt Pryor was joined by Stuart Broad. But Stuart Broad, what Stuart Broad did was Stuart Broad As you know, he has been a failure in this whole series, even though he had the tag of an all-rounder. But today, Broad decided that he is going to play his strokes and he is not going to really succumb to the South Africans. So what he showed was, he showed a lot of pluck, and Broad started creaming the bowlers for boundaries. He hit two boundaries and one very good six of the bowling of Dale Steyn, which he actually hit with tremendous power. He was just staying at the crease and actually stroking the balls. He was getting quick runs. At the other end, Matt Pryor was a bit defensive, but was also playing his strokes, and Matt Pryor was looking very good. So Stuart Broad, after making 37 of 42 balls with 2 4s and 1 6, and this partnership, as I said, there were a lot of partnership which came in very handy. From 146, every batsman showed his commitment, and the 146, the score went on to 208 when Broad, after playing a very good knock of 37 of 42 balls with 2 4s and 1 6, departed as he tried to hook a ball from Callis, a bouncer, and Amla actually took a very well judged catch and he was gone for 37, thus making the score 208 for 7. And Graham Swann joined Matt Pryor. Matt Pryor at the time started stroking the ball very well, and Graham Swann joined him. And Graham Swann, well, really meant business right from the time he came in. And both of them, till tea, even though they played some strokes, they were a bit, I would say, a bit circumspect. But once the tea time was over, after tea, they decided to take on the England bowling, and they precisely knew that the second new ball was due probably 5 or 6 hours, and probably they had instructions that they need to go for the strokes. And what they did is really went for the strokes. Graham Swann was in particular was very severe on Imran Tahir. He hit him for a beautiful 6 on the onside. He lofted him, he came to the pitch of the ball and lofted him for a 6. Matt Pryor went on to sweep and reverse sweep Imran Tahir for boundary. So what they were doing is, they were not allowing Imran Tahir to actually bowl into the rough or pitch into the rough. Before that, they used to play their strokes. And Matt Pryor and Graham Swann were really creaming the South African bowlers in that particular session of three overs, where they hit a lot of boundaries and a lot of sixes, and really made the South African captain and the team think whether there is going to be probably a different story to this particular test match. But everything was going on well. They were playing their strokes very well, and everyone was really cheering for the England team there in the ground as Graham Swann, and it was a very entertaining partnership. If you see, in only 11 overs, they added around 74 runs, because the next wicket fell at 282, and that was a sign of relief for Graham Smith, as Graham Swann was run out after making 41 of 34 balls with 5 4s and 2 6s. Matt Pryor continued to play his strokes, but James Anderson came in and the new ball was due. And the new ball was not promptly taken. Probably they had an over of Imran Tahir, and after that the new ball was taken, and the new ball did the trick. In fact, Matt Pryor was the next to go. He was caught by Smith of the bowling of Philander, came in and picked up the wicket, and he broke. As the new ball was taken by Dale Steyn and Philander bowled the second over, he had Matt Pryor's wicket as Matt Pryor tried to pull a ball, and Smith, Matt Pryor was caught, Philander getting the ball to get an outswinger on, and Matt Pryor was caught by Smith of the bowling of Philander in the slips for 73 of 84. So a very good effort from Matt Pryor, which fetched him the man of the match. In fact, Matt Pryor got the player of the series because of his consistency. James Anderson was not out on 4, and Stephen Finn walked in as the 11th batsman. And the target, as I said, because of the way Pryor and Swann were batting, the target had been really pruned down to less than 100. In fact, less than 70 runs, but suddenly things started happening for South Africa. And Stephen Finn, the very ball he faced, it was all over. South Africa had become number 1 as Stephen Finn edged to Callis in the slips, who took a good catch with the bowling of Philander, giving Philander a 5-wicket haul in the series, also giving him the man of the match in this particular test match. Vernon Philander had 14.5 overs, 4 minutes, 30 runs and 5 wickets, and history was made here with Graham Smith taking his South African team to be the number 1 team in Test cricket. And congratulations to Graham Smith and his teammates, and also for Team South Africa for doing this. But what a Test series we had! What a Test match we had! It was a fitting end to this Investec Test series, where England were out for 294. South Africa emerged victors by 51 runs, taking the Investec Test series 2-0. Morne Morkel 17 overs 3 minutes, none for 58. Vernon Philander, pick of the ball is 5 for 30. The other 3 wickets were shared between Dale Steyn, 16 overs 4 maidens, 1 for 61, Callis 11 overs 2 maidens, 1 for 50, and Imran Tahir 24 overs 3 maidens, 88 runs and 1 wicket. So South Africa winning the 3-match series 2-0, showing their supremacy as far as Test cricket is concerned. And who says Test cricket is boring? Test cricket has all the ingredients, and in the recent past, if you have seen, Test cricket is here to stay. It is definitely producing results. I don't agree with people who say that Test cricket does not produce results. Yes, definitely it produces results, and it bears testimony to the fact that in the recent past there have been a lot of success. If you look at the Test series that have been played, New Zealand, West Indies, India, South Africa, Pakistan, everything, that there have been results. And the player of the match went to one on Philander for his 5-wicket haul. And what a bowler! He has been the real difference, and he has made the South African attack look really world class. Player of the series went to Hashim Amla of South Africa, and Matt Pryor of England, for his consistency shown in the series, got the man of the match. Man of the series for England. Well, dear fans, friends and subscribers, that's it as far as this particular series is concerned. Now the focus shifts on to the one-day international series. But before that, I'm just going to give you some cricket news. The cricket news which I have here is the Under-19 World Cup in Brisbane in Australia. Yesterday we had a very close game between India and Pakistan, our rivals, and India actually winning the match in the last over. In fact, they won the match in the last over, where India actually beat Pakistan and went into the semi-finals. And also the other news that I have for you here is that the India-New Zealand series is about to begin, and I'm told that Brendan McCullum will be opening the batting with Martin Guptill. Well, other than that, dear fans, friends and subscribers, one can rejoice that South Africa have become #1 team in Test cricket, and what a series it has been. It has been a great show of batsmanship, bowling. I thought the South Africans were the better batting side, better bowling side, better fielding side. As you know, England dropped a lot of catches, and also they had a better, beautiful, very balanced bowling attack. That's it from me, your host Ram, for Cricket Happenings, congratulating South Africa. This is your host Ram saying goodbye on this particular cricket show. Thank you.